Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the ReacttotheK Weekly Podcast, a podcast in which we give our honest thoughts and opinions on an album each week. This week, we're covering NMIXX's fourth EP, Fe3O4 FORWARD. I'm your host, Umu, and today I am joined by...
I'm Django.
I am Marcus.
Looking dapper.
And we are dressed up for the NMIXX podcast.
NMIXX podcast.
A classy group, so we had to give it right back.
Yeah, Marcus walked in my apartment, and I was like, why did I not get the memo? Why am I the only one who's underdressed?
Marcus and I,
all right.
We were like, what if we just dressed up for it? Why not?
Why not?
And yeah, I care about this project.
I do too.
So I think it I felt like I had to give it my best.
This is our NMIXX group. We love this group.
Amazing. Well, I would like to start off with a little background on these two guys right here. For those who haven't been following the Marcus Django NMIXX journey, they have been marathoning every single title track and single from NMIXX, and we've been releasing those reactions on our YouTube membership and Patreon pages. And they have almost caught up with everything except for the previous two albums of this series, the Fe3O4 series. So I just want to let you know that I did do some research, and I can give you a summary on like the overall meaning behind Fe3O4 if you guys need it. But
that would
otherwise,
be great.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Did you do looking into it yourself?
I didn't look into this project very much, no.
All right, sounds good. So the Fe3O4 series borrows the name from the chemical compound of black iron oxide, which presents itself in nature as the mineral magnetite. NMIXX uses it as a metaphor for their magnetic charm. Also, I believe they have a magnetic powers thing going on, where they attract magnetic things. And they invite their fans on that journey through their lore, headed to its next destination. And so this is a 3-part album series where originally they're headed to MIXX-topia. That's why in 00 we got that like large drastic change where suddenly they're in the sky, right? But then their boat broke. And so then they end up getting stuck in the real world, which is referred to as the field. So this series is about exploring NMIXX in the real world and how they deal with real world complications. For example, like in one of the songs that you guys haven't heard yet, Dash specifically, they haven't heard Dash. They try to break out of the mold of stereotypes. And so that's what they cover in each of these albums. And so this is the last of the series. So they are finally getting their stuff together. They fixed their boat, which is now a really cool ship. This is taken from an interview with Lily, by the way. And we're going on our way again to MIXX-topia, but hopefully you'll be bringing along with us a lot of friends and Answer, which are the fandom fans.
And you can find all this on the K-pop wiki.
To go to a better land together.
Right. Wow. Good. Okay. Yeah. That's news to me. Yeah. That
that's
helps.
A little bit of context.
It does give good context.
Yeah.
It does give good context for sure. Yeah.
And then I guess I am yapping before we dive into the details. I did want to point out, last but not least, before we dive into our opinions on every song, listeners may be wondering about what this channel's plan is for this album, because it's quite a unique one. It's quite one that stands out amongst many other albums being released around this time in K-pop. So will there be multiple reactions? This is the plan. We have finished filming full crew reactions for High Horse versus Slingshot, and our editor Kelly is now working on those edits. Then the remaining content of duo reactions, so like Sean, me, Safyon, and Taya reacted to all the B-side songs, will be posted on Patreon and for YouTube members. And these two guys' reactions to Know About Me, along with Sean's and my reactions to Know About Me, will be posted on Patreon and YouTube members. I do not like paywalling, but since we haven't had any sponsors for a couple of months now, our patrons and YouTube members are solely keeping us afloat. So that's why we're just like putting as much fun content into the Patreon and YouTube member crew as we can. Now, without further ado, High Horse.
High Horse.
Yes.
Yes.
Jenga Knights Unite. Go watch what Watch on the Patreon. And Jang and I to Mark Cousins.
The Mark Cousins.
Gather.
Although I think on the reaction we were both pretty positive on this song, weren't we?
Yeah. No. We were.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I'm being a silly Billy. The high horse. Yeah. Where do you even start with this?
Yeah.
Album in general, this EP, whatever. Is this an album?
EP.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Because yeah. I don't know how like broad I want to get with it yet, because like, just what a departure in a lot of ways, like for this whole thing. And there's a lot of really cool experimental stuff going on, and it is present right from the beginning with High Horse. Yeah. And I guess I could start. I guess I could just get into. I'm already yapping, so I might as well. There's so much cool. There's so many cool creative ideas that remain super cohesive in this whole project, and it's exemplified really well here in High Horse from the get-go. Just start off a K-pop EP with a somber minimalist piano intro, and to then maintain that vibe as it kind of expands and grows throughout the song, I think is like one of the coolest and most unique ways I've at least heard one of these projects open so far.
I agree.
And from the reaction, yeah, we both really enjoyed this song. So I really like this song. I talked about it a lot there. I think, yeah, the intro and then the way the beat drops and comes in goes so hard. Let's do that. Yeah. Like this pedal note, right?
And then
Yeah, the kind of break beats that come in.
The like break beat, that ride cymbal is driving hard. It sounds like real drums. Maybe it's sampled or looped. I can't really tell, but
it sounds sampled to me.
It's probably sampled, yeah. But it doesn't sound like trap hip hop percussion or like anything. It's very much. It sounds more organic in a way, but which it adds. There's almost like a kind of an uncanny feeling to this song too, because we have this very like heavy pop production on like the vocals and a lot of the synth beds, and then just harmonically, there's so much interesting stuff here going on too. Like I said, that really like minimalist kind of the pedal tone stuff going on with the piano, and then the pre-chorus, which is just like gorgeous. Has just some really cool chord motions there. I know we talk about it in our reaction, but
You're calling this the pre-chorus?
do you not think it's the pre-chorus?
So I was gonna ask about this, but Django, you finish first.
yeah, I would call that the pre-chorus, and then the chorus.
Because we are switching between these two vibes, but I do feel like they have an overarching phrase and finality to each section. Okay. And like the pre-chorus is the ballad section, and then the chorus is the hip hop, drum break section. I think
so, and that's kind of how they're still kind of following a K-pop formula here, which they really bend and twist with some of the other songs on this album, but we'll get there. And then probably my favorite part of the song, which is the second pre-chorus, which then grows into this huge, beautiful climax, which maybe we could also bring up. Love the upright bass there. The halftime feel there. Oh man, and the singing's just incredible. Yeah. There's a couple other little details I want to bring up, but I want to hear other thoughts.
Yeah,
first.
I mean, the vibe on this is great. I always imagined like this kind of a song being in like a lo-fi music to study to kind of a playlist.
Playlist, yeah.
We're on the podcast.
We're on the podcast. It is happening right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, we are.
Here on ReacttotheK.
And I guess my favorite thing about this is that it always feels like it's growing. Even from like the first verse to the second verse, they start adding like little bass licks into it, and there's like guitars in like the second time that angelic voice. You guys are calling it the pre-chorus. I'm gonna ask about this in a second, but I just like how everything just feels like it's growing. It starts so minimalistic, and it's just slowly going up in production. It's almost like it's warming itself up for the rest of the album to really showcase all of the production stuff. There's like an intensity to it, right? Yeah, it feels, just waking up in the morning and then let's start the day. It's like it's slowly just getting ready for the rest of the album, the rest of the project. I do want to ask about the form. Okay. So
let's dive in.
Here's what I have written for the form. Starts with a verse. That's the boom boom boom. And then the singy part, I'm going to call it the chorus for now.
The let's run.
Yes. I'm going to call it the chorus for now. Just follow me, my logic here. And then after that, it goes back to, like, can you play it? Like, it goes back to, like, that piano thing, but it's not the verse. This part, the runaway part. I'm going to call that, like, the post-chorus, I guess. And then it goes back to the verse, and then the chorus is extended. After After the second chorus, it goes to, like, kind of like a bridge. But it kind of works in a little bit of the post-chorus stuff, but it's more of a bridge to me.
And then the bridge goes directly to the post-chorus, right?
Well,
or does it do something
else? The bridge
first?
is kind of like adding in elements of the post-chorus.
So yes. No, well, the bridge is the big halftime.
Yeah.
Oh, I considered this just an extension of the chorus. Like the chorus is just twice as long. To me, that's how I hear it. Because it's still following that angelic singing kind of, stuff that's going on.
I think because it's new melodic material, right? I'm pretty sure in there. But it's a similar vibe though. So I hear where you're.
And it does have some of the same lyrics. To the front line, which was the other pre-chorus.
Yeah.
Or
the chorus, as I'm calling it. I don't know. I kind of saw it as like maybe a little bit of illusion of a bridge and a chorus.
I think your evaluation. We're all dressed up, so we're gonna be speaking proper here. I think that's a reading of it. You could because I will say the chorus. What I think Umu and I are calling the chorus now, right? The dun 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 kind of does give post-chorusy vibes. Even though I would still consider it the chorus, but then I would say form wise, like verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, bridge, chorus. That's
your guys' version of the chorus. Can you play the second one then after the bridge?
Okay. Well, second one after the bridge. No, it skips it directly to the.
No, they're like
there's that halftime.
Okay. This one, yeah.
You guys are calling this the chorus,
so we're calling
right?
this bridge.
And then chorus.
Hold on.
It's a little modified.
I don't know. It kind of sounds different to me.
It's the same. It's different textures.
I'm calling the outro. Hold on. Wait a second.
Guitar.
Well, wait for the outro. I consider the outro just a little bit of like a snippet of the verse again.
Yeah. Well, the outro is the intro.
Yeah. The outro is the intro, right?
Yeah.
So the part before then, I don't know.
It's a modified.
I don't see it that way.
It's the chorus without the piano, and a little more space in the drums, but it's the same material. Though.
I guess I just kind of see it because I don't really see that part as like a repetition of what came earlier. Like it's modified, right? But like to me, it's a little bit too modified to be considered a chorus. At least the singing part is like the same.
Oh,
right?
so you think the bridge halftime is actually a continuation of the chorus, and the da da is the bridge?
The part after that modified,
da, da, da.
yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm considering.
I think
then it ends on the bridge.
When I'm thinking,
it ends on that outro.
When I'm
That's
thinking
why I was
of
a
what
little
defines,
confused.
when I'm thinking of what defines a part, I'm thinking of like the main melodic material, which is usually in the voice, and the melodic material and the voice there is exactly the same, but. No,
is it exactly?
It's the same, and then it like rises up a little bit higher, and it does something like cadences differently.
We're talking about what we consider the chorus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the same as the first one, right?
It feels different to me.
Here, I think it changes. I don't think it does
like a little riff there.
And even in the production too, it feels different.
It's like a little ornamentation, a little embellishment.
To
on
me,
the main material.
To me, it's different enough that if we were to call that the chorus, I would say there's only one chorus in here. Though.
You know what? Maybe I need to get off my high horse. Yeah.
Like I can see both ways, right?
I completely.
Because the reason why we feel like
100%.
Because when pop musics go to a pre-chorus, that is the go-to.
That's what it feels like,
pre-chorus,
right?
yeah.
Right?
But I've been changing it to the chorus.
But the way that you're explaining it makes more sense in mine, because if it's the let's ride and that's the chorus, then it goes to the bridge, skipping the post-chorus, which is another K-pop form thing.
Boom.
What do you guys think?
Mark Cousins or Django Nights.
I know we're really starting off this podcast strong. We're
Choose your fighter.
We're starting this cast really the right way with intense discussion on the
debate.
form of the first song on the album.
I might have a question about form on another song too later, but this is the one I had the
If
most
it happens
confused
to be Slingshot, I got you.
on. It is Slingshot.
I have a very detailed.
I also have a very detailed. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna get there, but Umu, you gotta give your thoughts on this song though.
Oh, well, both of you beautifully expressed your opinions on this song. I will just add a few more in as well. Django, you brought up how colorful the chords are, and they are very, very emotional. We've got diminished chords in there. We've got maybe like brighter, almost Neapolitan-esque chords. And then we always float back to the major 4, I believe. That's the hardcore percussion section. And because we have so much of that 4th chord, of that 4 chord, I won't say 4th, of that 4 chord, you start to think of that as like our home, as our tonal center. So then it's just like really confusing. It gives that really unique vibe throughout. When it is not. But it's not. But it's not. Which is like maybe why like this, just like the overall melody and chords feel like so special.
I think the whole song is just, I think it's exuding with emotion, I think. Not even in the, like, the lyrics are nice. I think the subject and the lyrics are good, kind of about like, rejecting arrogance and being yourself and everything, like the arrogance of others and everything. But the vibe they're going for here, it's very unique in the way that it's more outright emotional, I think, than a lot of other K-pop instrumental beds that I've heard before. And that's, I think it, there's like other little details in here. Well, we already brought up the little guitar line near the end. I love that little almost jazzy sort of like feel it gives to it. It just adds a little like extra, and it repeats that kind of tone, right? And then again, right? It's like it's pushing even more. It's like pressing on your chest just a little bit more.
Yeah, and
there.
especially
it's really
since
cool.
I told you guys during the reaction, but the main producer is a guitarist, so that was probably just him. Like,
Probably.
Yeah,
you know,
really. Yeah. I know, yeah, really, well done on the production side. And the attention to space on this too. I think that was the first thing I brought up about just starting with that little piano line. And then the repetition in it that gets built upon. It's throwing enough curveballs at you to be like, this is interesting, but it's not like absurd.
Right,
anything.
yeah. The chord progression also, it slightly shifts throughout. It isn't just the same. It feels like it's looped because we keep going back to the 4 chord, but after the 4 chord, the chords change up a little bit more. So it's like the similar colors, but not the same story.
Right. Well, like the kind of motivic motion of, I don't even know if motivic's a word, I'm sorry. The motion, the piano, ba-dum, bum, bum, right? And then it comes back in the chorus, but quicker, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, right? With the half-step motion. It's still taking that same material. It's familiar to our ears, but now it's more intense, it's more urgent. And I love that attention to detail with the composition.
Yeah, the harmonic rhythm
kind of
goes a little bit quicker.
Can't stand us.
Can I also say I was curious of how this would play live. I looked up a live video of this of them performing.
Did you catch it?
Yeah, I saw it. It was like them all. Was there no crowd for it? Maybe you've seen the video that I have. They were all kind of standing in a line, and there was the band behind them, and the band was the only people applauding.
Oh, that was a
live,
like
something.
A promotional like live recording, but not with a live audience.
I watched that. That was great.
Oh.
Man, I think I saw the same thing. They sound so good.
They do.
Yeah, such a talented group, and I would definitely talk about that more later.
Yeah,
but
you guys haven't mentioned the cowbell yet.
What cowbell? Did I miss the cowbell? Uh-oh.
Did I miss?
Did you miss the cowbell too? Hey,
because you mentioned the bass, right? When we reach in, I think all of us can agree, the second verse, we have a bass that is added in,
upright
right?
bass sound sort of.
But then towards the end, we get a cowbell or like a pitched percussion.
I must have just thought it was like. There it is.
I'll be honest. I was focused so much on the bass, I didn't notice that.
I must have thought it was like part of the bass timbre or something. I don't know. I probably just didn't even notice
that was just the bass string slapping.
Like it was really something. Yeah. But it was right there. Cowbell. All right. This song is everything.
Yeah. So they just choose such little points to change throughout, and until you listen to it over and over and over, do you notice the changes? I especially love like the vocal layers changing or the vocal melodies changing. So one example is. Oh, you want to go? You want to say something?
Well, I was going to say that's exactly what I mean by it feels like it's always growing. There's always more stuff happening with each repetition.
So here's version 1.
It's like horn-like synth. It's really dramatic.
And
it's
also
cool.
there, the vocal line is very alone. There's no other layers going on at all. And then the second time we have that comeback, it sounds like this.
Ooh, the harmony. It's just like subtle. It's not like we're changing things up. It's just like it's adding to it a little bit. It keeps your ears engaged the whole time. Yeah.
I would have liked to. Maybe I should have done this before the podcast, but I would have liked to analyze the lyrics a little bit more and see if maybe those changes like add more, like if it's like painting, a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I believe we have some React pairs that go over that during the reaction that will be coming out. But in the meantime, let me look this up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want...
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm just building the hype. Hype. So let's say this is during like the ballad almost section. Sick of that high horse, I just can't take it no more. And then eventually, is it still singing when they say I'm lost and found? Hold up. Hold up.
I haven't even begun to get all the vocalists down yet.
Okay, this sung part is continuing. I think I'm lost and found, and then they judge you, what you are. Everyone easily says who you are. To my ears, there lies. I hear what's inside. So that's like the verse section. Ooh, guess what?
Oh,
Genius. There's a website that uploads English translation to K-pop lyrics, and they think this next section is the pre-chorus.
Oh, well, they're wrong.
I don't know.
Oh, hold up.
My cousins, what do you think?
Well, what are they calling the chorus then?
Chorus.
Look at the part
This
we
is the
say
pre-chorus.
This is pre-chorus.
To the front line, push to the very end where we can reach. Like maybe you can say since it's jumping up higher in register, it's reaching, perhaps. Let's go further with you. They're going further in their vocals to end up where we're meant to be, and we're brought back down to the chorus. But they don't say usually when the chorus is because they say high. They say the
Well, they're saying
title.
high horse throughout the verse.
Yeah,
right?
Is the verse the chorus?
No, I certainly don't think so.
I don't think that's always.
I won't go that far.
I don't think that's always necessarily the case.
It's not necessarily.
There's a lot of songs where they'll say the title in the verse. And
like for example, the song "I Feel Fine" by the Beatles. They end each verse with "and I feel fine" at the end of every verse. But then the chorus is different.
Well, the Beatles do that a lot. Yeah, they'll just put the name of the song in the verse. The chorus might be something different. It depends. Yeah. But yeah,
I don't know what else to say about that. Well, wait. Does Genius say what the second chorus is?
The ending is chorus again and then outro.
I'm dubious on that, but okay, sure.
Whoa, but they don't even mention the bridge part as the bridge. They say it's another pre-chorus.
Okay,
get out of town. See what I mean?
Well, because
so I'm right.
I don't think that means.
Okay, boys, we gotta move on.
We do have to. I know we've been talking about this one for a while.
Debate
There's
later.
so much to talk about with this one song, but there will be a lot to talk about with the next song.
Either way, it was a good way to start this too.
Yes, cool, debatable form,
Yeah.
beautiful chords, emotional songwriting, emotional delivery, emotional
Agreed.
lyrics.
Yep.
I do want to give out if there are any My Days out there and are familiar with Day6's early work, there's a drum fill in this song that I feel like I've heard before that Collapsed one might have done for Day6. Do it my way. Like that's just such a collapsed one like hi-hat cymbal fill that I'm like I've heard this somewhere before. Is this you? I wonder if that is something that he likes to go to with a higher percussion.
That's such a catch.
It's just,
we have
I'm
a Day6 fan in the house.
Yeah, I'm just a nerd. Shall we move on to Know About Me?
Yeah, I mean, what do we have ratings for?
Oh, ratings, right. For
yeah.
anyone listening to Marcus Django podcast episode for the first time, we do rate songs afterwards, and these are not professional opinions. No. These are our very subjective, biased opinions. Thank you.
Completely subjective if you care.
If you care.
If you even care.
In fact, please leave your own ratings in the comment section below.
Yes, and tell us how wrong we are.
Yes, feel free. Okay. I haven't written down, I forgot to write down my ratings, so you guys go first and then I'll decide.
I gave this a 9.
This is a 9.
Sick.
Yeah.
For my personal taste, this is an 7.5.
Okay.
Which is still like,
yeah.
I really appreciate a lot of aspects about it, but for some reason, it's not my cup of tea.
That's fair.
I get that.
I don't know why. It's like I break down everything. I'm like, this is so interesting, and then but it's just like I don't feel as emotionally attached.
Oh no,
to it.
I get that.
No, I understand.
Yeah, it's an excellent.
My brain's being
song.
Weird. Now,
what about the next one?
Know about me.
Know about me.
I love.
Know about me.
Oh.
All right, go on.
Are we gonna get Django version?
Know about me. I only know that part.
I like when we hear da da dee da. That texture, I don't know about you guys, but when I hear that, I don't know what genre we're about to delve into. I think having that melodic line and this very muffled, I'm like, I don't know where we going. Where are we going?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? So I think that's a very ear-catching way to start this song. Now, do you guys have any opinions about this first part? This verse vibe?
Oh, it's such a good drop. I love the synth, the synth pad, the bump, 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 bump. It's like a driving, keeps your blood pumping a little bit. I like the intro a lot.
Yeah,
you were talking about, and the kind of verse rapped part there, which comes back later, which is a really interesting.
Oh my god!
Sorry for those who don't know.
Oh my god!
For those who haven't heard, yeah, but yeah. But it's really cool. But then you don't get the vibe you expect when the beat drops, right? Mm-hmm. You're expecting something like kind of like harder, more like hip hoppy, right? But then you get you get this really smooth instrumental that comes in. I think it's a different drop, but like in a really good way.
Yeah, I mean it's like a real juxtaposition. We got like the kind of trappy drums happening, plus that really like it's just kind of makes it just feel more. What's the word I'm looking for? Chill.
Feels like I said it feels like a palate cleanser after High Horse in a way.
Yeah.
I feel like High Horse gets kind of it's a little like it's kind of this emotional, kind of intense feeling. Harmonically, it gets definitely more dirty with it, right? And then this is kind of just like washing that away a little bit now.
Interesting, because I feel more emotional attachment and pull with this song, but
interesting.
I think I agree, at least with the verses, that's like a washing away with its simplicity, but it's like it isn't like boring simplicity, right? It's just like let's cleanse your brain.
Oh no, yeah, it's
like what you already spoiled about the song.
I'm sorry.
That's where I feel like like I feel like wah!
Is that like your kind of emotional attachment to it? I see.
Music does different things for everyone, but and they have fantastic vocal writing as always. Like they've got like and like little harmonies going on, and then it starts out solo, just a singular voice, and then more and more layers are added in. Just addictive writing.
Yeah.
And then ooh. This part, sometimes when you're writing vocal arrangements, they're just like parallel in lyrics or just unison in lyrics and contour and stuff. And sometimes you have opposite or like separate, like ooh, ah, separate background vocals that then join in later. And this is what they do here.
Oh, I love this part.
That was one where it's just like da, 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 da. So it comes in kind of just as like a little ooh, and then joins in with the lyrics, which I think is a really cute moment.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to the chorus. Let me show you that. Know about me. Yeah. This drop is one where on paper I would argue too repetitive because we keep having that going on, but because they take everything out, right? It goes, know about me with a cappella. And they also add in, I think, a new bass part that kind of makes it a little bit extra groovy. It feels fresh again.
Well, and it's the first time I'm pretty sure where you get a vocal harmony just chord together too, which is a different texture than like kind of the weaving vocals you're kind of talking about in the pre-chorus part, right? And I think I wrote that down, how much I really liked the kind of almost spoken, whatever they then minor 7 chord with that harmonic, that harmony there is really, it's cool. It's cool. It's smooth. I like it.
And then they have like all the girls like going off in the background with riffs. But if you're wearing headphones, they're like far panned right or far panned left. And so to me, it's like they're drawing my attention away from the center of so it keeps my ears actively happy.
Yeah. It's a really subtle production on it. Yeah. It's smooth.
Yeah. I think as far as like all the songs, the background vocals maybe they're the best on this song, like as far as background vocals are concerned. I mean, there's other moments throughout the rest of the tracks, but this might be some of the better ones, I think.
When it specifically comes to like the riffs or like the harmonies?
The riffs
stuff?
and the harmonies.
Okay, both.
Like the "Know About Me" when they're like all together in unison. Like it's just there's something about that that's just so full, especially when you play it really loud.
You said it was minor 7th, right, or something like that?
Yeah,
is that what it is? Yeah.
7th chord. Notes.
Yeah.
Notes. Notes.
We got notes going on.
There are notes here. There might be.
I do find that the most interesting part about this is towards the ending, before the final chorus. It's like they build up to like a dance break or
the part I spoiled,
or a drop or something, or
the part he spoiled.
What would you call that?
Sorry,
it's the mix.
Oh, is that where? Oh yeah.
This is NMIXX, bro.
That's something I meant to actually bring up.
No, that's a whole discussion we gotta have.
Yeah, that's something I actually meant to bring up in the first song too. I've been trying to find like in each of the songs like where the mix is. I guess that is where the mix is.
I kind of
that
think
little dance break.
I kind of think, I don't know how this will be taken. I kind of think NMIXX kind of they kind of did full circle to coming back around to just making experimental music. They were
because this is a change that like any K-pop artist would have in their bridge section, a dance break
it's
section.
Like, we're gonna do like this crazy stuff right with their first couple singles we reacted to, and everything. Yeah, and it's like, but what if we refined it? And then what if we kind of like, basically just like refined things and had more cohesive ideas, and now we're just back to music that is ambitious and experimental and creative. And
because if you end up watching our Patreon content and seeing like Sean's and my and your guys' reaction to this section, it isn't like, what? It's just like,
it's just kind of like, cool. Okay, yeah, that's the next part.
Right?
Okay.
It is a change. It is a mix, but it isn't like,
and it's freaking badass. It's good.
I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the more subtle, less unexpected change.
There's more unexpected changes.
It's not jarring. Yeah. It's not like
the not jarring change. I'm okay with.
I think it's because they build to it, right? I mean,
they do.
Something like like it's all of a sudden.
Yeah, because we go from the original vibe, the sung vibe, to the rap.
We're so used to hearing that rap in a K-pop song. Yeah, I mean,
and it's also like it's giving us a preview at what is about to happen, but with the previous vibe and synth. So it's like a really smooth transition.
Yeah.
And we go.
Is that guitar? I thought that was like a guitar. I thought it was
like a voice, but it could be either.
Play it.
Like a bend or whammy thing.
That could be a guitar. That could totally be a guitar.
It could be a really filtered voice, though.
Herman Lee does a lot of sound effects like that on his guitar.
Yeah.
If anybody knows who that is.
Are you okay?
She knows what it is.
She's like, I know Herman Lee.
Herman Lee does a lot of sound effects like that on Herman Lee's guitar.
Yeah, I was almost thinking like kind of Tom Morello-y,
Tom Morello too,
sound effects too.
One way you can do it is by turning the guitar down, plucking a harmonic, pulling the whammy bar up, and then slowly turning the volume knob back up. It'll make like kind of like an elephant kind of like rising.
Dang. There you go. Ooh, they do that in Elephant Talk by King Crimson to Robert Fripp. Okay,
there you go.
I'm gonna get carried away.
That could be similar to what's going on here.
But definitely, it's building up. It's like a party kind of sound. Yeah.
And then this is where, he brings
bass.
in the kick drum with and then it's 4 on the floor, a groove that we haven't had in this song yet. All the voices are very, very, very affected. New bass sound.
Yeah, kind of like real filthy kind of sound.
But it's cohesive. It like works.
Again, and then we got that right here, which is then added into the final chorus, which kind of brings it all together. I heard like
yeah, and then just smooth, but it's bigger this time. Yeah. It all comes back. Yeah,
it's nice.
See, whenever this part comes, or like whenever I start the song, I'm always just anticipating. Right, this bridge, this chorus, and then once it arrives, it always makes it worth it. It's always worth the build.
Can you talk about your emotional attachment?
Yeah,
to that?
I think my personal like attachment to music is when it tells a story melodically, not just through the lyrics, and also arrangement wise. So if we're growing, and we have an explosion part in which that I guess this pays off when it like. I'll keep talking. This pays off because of just like dynamically yelling and da 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 da. You feel the grunge, and then you get that combination with the very smooth feeling from before. And to me, whenever you combine those two vibes, it's just like
a really satisfying release.
That's it. Yeah.
I can see that being really cathartic.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I think it's definitely a badass section for me. Yeah, I think it's really cool.
So, like, one final summary comment about this song is that I like how vocally focused it is. Like, of course, NMIXX shows their chops in every song they sing, but there's certain songs and certain vibes that I feel like don't take away from that vocal power and instead supports it and sort of cushions it all. And I feel like this is one of those songs. Like, so much of this delivery is like soft head voice, and a lot of their past deliveries or like past songs, it's a lot of belting. It's a lot of spoiler, dash, I want to dash, I want, like spoken loud, proud. And so like having this entire song, most of it be like, no about me, but da 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 da, I think is a really nice contrast to the rest of their discography. And is a really good placement in this album as well.
Yeah, I mean, just talking about it in context of the album as a whole too, like I think from the get-go it's like very clear, like this is the pop single, like this is the radio hit, like that's the clear cut out of the album, at least for me personally. And the straightforwardness of it, I mean, we did react to it and I liked it. The straightforwardness of it did kind of like turn me off a little bit at first compared to something like High Horse, which comes right before it, but I appreciate it a lot for like kind of what I was talking about before, how it's kind of a good palate cleanser from what came before, and it is kind of, spoiler alert, kind of a calm before the storm. And I think of all the songs in this album too, probably the one it's probably the only one that doesn't really have much in it that's like challenging in some way. I think every other song has something in it where it's just a more experimental or challenging or interesting in a way. But this has plenty of interesting things within its frame, I think, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think being after High Horse makes sense, because High Horse is, kind of a jazzy, kind of chill, breakbeaty, waking up in the morning song. It builds a little bit, but this is a little light. I don't remember exactly what I said in the reaction, but I don't know. It was a little bland for me. This song? Yeah, unfortunately, because I appreciate a lot of what's going on. Like, I think the backing vocals are still top notch. The breakdown's interesting, but I think just as a whole, it just felt a little. It didn't excite me.
Especially compared to the other tracks.
Especially compared. Maybe that's, that's just what it is. Maybe it's not even the song's fault. It's just maybe just from listening to the album, it kind of underwhelmed me just a little bit. Yeah.
So therefore your ratings are?
I gave it a 5.
Wow, man.
Damn.
How
dare you?
I'm 7.5, but veering on an 8. It grows on me each time I listen to it.
I'm an 8.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
This is just, it's very comforting. Like, I feel like with an album that explores so many different things, we need to have a track that is on this comforting level that you can like rest your ears, and it's just overall enjoyable.
I think I mentioned this in the reaction. I think I asked, like, I wonder what this would be like in the context of, the album, and it exceeded my expectations with kind of its place in that, I think, and how it would function.
Yeah. In the end, it works for some people. Let us know if it works for you. Now we're on to
my god,
Slingshot.
Oh man. The first thing on my notes is where to start.
I have form in capital letters.
Yes. Oh my
So I would like to pitch Django and I going through our form together, and then we just go section by section and we debate each section.
Okay.
So let's get this form rolling.
I'm okay with that.
Are we okay with that? So 0 seconds in. Intro.
Yes. Intro. You can't stop.
But it's also the pre-chorus transition material.
Oh no. The look Marcus just gave.
All right, go on.
Yes, I'm psyched. I'm so psyched. I was going to say, I'm about to take the jacket off.
Things are getting heated. Jackets are being taken off. Oh my god.
Go on.
Oh my god, I'm just gonna burn my eyes real quick. The ladies are getting undressed. Yeah. So the intro is actually repeated material used later, but crazy. And we just don't know where we are when it comes to the melody, to the home key, because it's so detuned. Mm-hmm. We go
this kind of chord motion.
I mean, it's just, I always saw it as just kind of like a rising and falling just sound. Like it's not even like a harmony really.
Yeah.
It's no tonal center.
I think it starts off with a G sharp, but then it like immediately pitches somewhere else and then rises and falls and rises and falls. So then after this crazy Australian accent, Lily going, this will be fine.
I was gonna say, I was like, why am I getting Aussie vibes from
she's
this?
Australian.
Okay, that's right. She's the Australian one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then we
me.
start off with the hook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Because it's such a thin texture, I didn't realize it was the hook at first.
So I've listened to this EP really a lot of the last few days, especially getting ready for this, but quite a few. In this song, I think in our reaction, I was like, I'm not even ready to like even begin to analyze this, let alone like talk about the form or anything like that. But after like listening to it like quite a few times now, like, yeah, a lot of these things revealed themselves to me. Yeah, but I mean but this one more so is a more obvious one. It's definitely the hook, definitely the chorus. I just called it chorus.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about how good the chorus is here actually too, even though it is kind of repetitive sort of. The rhythm though is really good because it starts on the strong beat like that, and then the rest of the phrase leads into that strong beat like da 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 da, and it's able to be kind of endlessly repeated in a way that's super cool. And with the bass and the drums, it's hard, it's heavy. Yeah,
especially when it like doubles with the vocals too.
Yeah,
I mean that's just been yeah. It's really.
And it slowly, like the texture is a little bit thicker from before, and they just keep adding in a little bit more and more
each time. It's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but like this bass is still so low that I can't quite tell what key we're in. Still, it's kind of crazy being like 15 seconds into a song and still not knowing where we are.
Yeah, and then we will continue to not know.
And we will continue.
But
I do feel like 15 seconds is when we do get very quiet chords in the background.
The bass is kind of like dun dun dun. That kind of feels like tonal center a little bit, but it's hard to tell.
And then these chords are just a little chromatic.
Yeah,
but it gives you an idea of sort of where we are, maybe. And so then more and more, we are led more and more into knowing where we are, maybe. Then we head to verse 1. Yay, 22
I have
seconds
verse
in.
1A.
1A, okay, interesting. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And this is where like, okay, and we got a da, we've got a G sharp in the bass, and this belongs in the G sharp chord, so we're good. We know where we are harmonically. No percussion.
Okay.
That was A.
That
was part 1.
Yeah, verse 1A. Yeah.
Yeah.
Synth bed, no percussion.
Yeah, only like jazz organ almost.
Yeah. Kind kind of major feel, but almost kind of Phrygian-y.
Yeah,
like
with the
and that chord change there, and then it goes da 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 da. Under that part, it's like a different chord. I didn't analyze the chords to this. I thought about it a little bit though, but every single. I was gonna get to the other sections, but every single chord change, it's something interesting and unexpected, pretty much. Yeah.
It was funny because when you were first reacting to it, a lot of people didn't realize we changed keys.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like we're like Mixolydian, and then but like the minor drop, like the flat sixth. Like, yeah.
This section. So this is verse 1B. This is where we start prolonging different harmonies, and it's much brighter, and we add in percussion. But the organ is the continuity between verse A.
Okay.
The organ is the one laying down.
I don't
the
think
chords.
I caught that. I don't think I. Yeah.
So not everything changes.
Wait,
a lot changes.
Which part are we talking about?
We're talking.
That's gonna be asking that a lot.
It just goes higher in register.
This is the second. This is after the first chorus.
Nope.
No, this is
still. Well, no, yes. This is after the first chorus because the song starts off with the chorus.
Yeah. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go on.
Yes, this is verse 1 that happens after the first chorus.
Okay.
This is gonna be crazy.
No, I'm following you guys. Go on.
Yeah. And the bass player goes off.
Oh my god, the bass goes crazy there. I love that, like vibe-wise, it's such like a joyous, almost like jubilant section. But then with that like flat six that happens there, it's almost like, ooh, but not all is well, and it's about to get intense.
And here's where we get intense with the pre-chorus. You call this pre-chorus. Okay, I was like, is this transition? Because we had at the intro, but no, that was leading up to the chorus. So it is the pre-chorus. Okay.
Yep. And that's the weird synth thing from the intro, right? Yeah. With the kind of spoken vocals now.
Yep, exactly.
And then I absolutely love the sung part that
about
comes
to happen.
Yeah, oh my.
You crazy.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like, what is that modulation that's happening there? Tell me, Marcus.
How are you feeling?
I honestly wasn't really paying attention harmonically to any of this, to be honest.
What were you paying attention to?
I was paying attention to more of the form and what in the production would make me think that this is a change, you know?
Oh, so you're onto the change up.
I was following the what's going on in the production more so than anything harmonic changes.
Yeah.
Because I felt like that was a battle that I just didn't feel like tackling.
That's what a lot of reactors felt.
Yeah.
and I even after like analyzing the form and thinking about why it's as effective as it is with each part too, even then I'm still like, I don't think there's much a point in analyzing the chordal structure or anything like that. I think you can go off the general like emotive feel, or I don't know.
I think it's
the expression
but
of it.
I think it's supposed to just go off feeling, because this feels like I could hear this in like a rave or something, especially the chorus.
Yeah, I get I wrote down that I'm getting like Sophie vibes from. I don't know if either of you know Sophie, that artist.
No.
At all. The late great Sophie. But she had a couple like really good like very heavy electronic-y albums with vocals. It's similar to this in a way, but like stuff like that. It's like ravey, but it's experimental too.
Yeah, I just dramatically looked into the camera for our audio listeners because the producer of this podcast, Colton, loves her. And so I feel like he would have something to say about that. And since he's producing this, he can put on screen right now in text whether he agrees or disagrees with Django.
Yikes. Yoinks.
Yeah, Django.
Gulp. Gulp. I love you, Colton. Let me know if you agree.
And then, okay, up next, we've got this pre-chorus section. What did you just call this chorus again, or
I'm like chorus,
like chorus B, or just simply chorus? Chorus 2.
Second chorus, yeah.
Because there are new things happening.
There are more vocals.
Well, first it just starts with one voice. Because before when the song first starts, the hook is voice, bass, and percussion.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Right?
But there's more percussive layers.
But first, when it first starts off, let me play that.
Let me shut up.
It's the anti-drop, like where they're like, it's just this voice, and then we add things in. Slingshot, and then they add in more.
Yes. Yep.
So we just got a different start to it.
Yep.
High speed, I'm a slingshot. Yeah, just and then, tons of new. Yeah, da. You like the melody?
The vocals that get added in there. Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. And they also add in distant sirens.
Yeah.
One, two.
And then
what do you call this?
So we have like 3 distinct musical materials that happen in the course of about 12 seconds, pretty much. I just called it all verse 2.
Oh, so this you counted as verse 2.
This is verse 2.
The counting?
I have an interesting argument.
Okay.
This is the beat from the chorus.
Okay.
It's literally just the beat by itself.
Let me.
Boom. This is the same percussion. They just strip it down just to the percussion. 1, 2, 3, golden snitch. So it seems like they just copy paste over the kick and the snare, but add new vocals.
So maybe just that you could say post-chorus.
Post-chorus transition.
I was just gonna call it a transition.
Yeah.
Transition.
Because the chorus section is over. It ended.
Yeah.
And then that's just a little. Let's get back to the verse.
Yeah.
And now, okay, so then this next section, would you call verse 2 part B?
I'll just verse 2.
Verse
2. Yeah, where we are now in verse 2.
Let's go. So there we have the same harmonic change that we had before, but because it's like half as short or something. Like, it's much shorter and it's like newer. Is it the vocal melody for the first time? Is the do? I can't remember if they did I
think it's new like vocal material, but it's this in the same key or register as like da na 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 ba da da da. Right, it's the same kind of thing. Almost, not really, but it's so much shorter. You're right. It's really short, and then it goes into
and then we go into
crazy.
Which once again is the same harmonic change as verse 1.
I don't think I caught that.
Because I hear a lot of E in there. I'm not sure if that's the key tonal center, but let's jump. So the first one was 30 seconds. Let's hear this back to back.
Dude, it's between the bird and me. I'm telling you.
I mean, this goes hard. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. You're right.
So we use that common tone.
God, you're
but it sounds so different because it's so much it's harmonically thick and a new melody.
I love how just like unashamed major key it is. Do do do. They're just going down the major scale like in that part. It's just like this ray of sunshine all of a sudden out of nowhere.
Okay, no, continue. Sorry, I'm just
ray of sunshine out of nowhere. Yeah. I agree.
What, Marcus?
A sun rainbow.
No, I just love how in-depth analyzing you guys are doing this.
This one really fascinated
I really didn't
me.
think about it that hard.
This one really fascinated me. I have to. Well, it fascinated me because I was like, why do I think this works so well? But I think I can't think of other examples, and I don't want to make anyone mad. But like other things we've reacted to that maybe do like similar, like crazy jarring things. I'm like, this doesn't work. And this isn't really nice.
When we first listened to it, I think you were pretty iffy on it.
I was.
Yeah.
Yep. I was. Yeah, the first I don't know, are we spoiling reactions?
Are we spoiling it?
No, I'm not going to spoil my reaction to it. You'll see.
I just did.
Well, yeah. Well, I forget exactly what I said in that reaction, but I think it was something to the tune of like I could hate this or I could love this. Depending on what time will tell.
Yes, time will tell.
Yeah.
That's what you ended on.
I think so, yeah.
And so then at this point in the song, we reach pre-chorus 2.
Yes. Shorter.
Half-ash, yeah.
Those crazy vocal chords.
And we immediately start off with the beat.
Right
this
in
time.
there, yeah.
With the wee. Little, what is it called? What is it called? Guinea pig.
I wrote more whoops and bops.
Yes, more whoops and bops are added in this time.
Okay.
And then we get to the
Bear with me.
exciting.
No, I'm
we're
listening.
gonna get another change up section in here. They're like, nope, we haven't had enough change up.
This part annoyed the shit out of me.
Oh, I think it was very purposefully.
Stop.
Yeah.
I love the chant.
It's so cheerleading.
I love the NMIXX. I love it's like
That's how you could tell they were gonna do something though.
I love it. It's like they're just saying like, hell yeah, we're NMIXX. We just took you on a ride and we're gonna keep taking you on a ride. Just get ready for this. And then to this like that double clap snare beat break. That's like it almost feels half-timey because it's syncopated a little bit. It's just like it's crazy.
I feel like all the production in this section is very purposeful, but I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan either.
I hear like the trashy claps and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why do we
It felt like I could see if they ever made a music video for this, they would be cheerleading.
Oh, yeah.
Like this would be the part where everybody gets together and claps or,
High School Musical?
Yeah, something like that.
I really like this section. I think it's really catchy, and it's like enough. It's like cheesy in the way where it's like they're like, F it, let's throw this in there for just because like we've done crazy stuff already, and like this, it's catchy.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Taylor Swift "Shake It Off." That little "my best friend."
Oh, stop!
It does. That's what it sounds like to me. No?
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. That's what it reminds me of. It's just
not what popped into my head.
That's what popped into my head.
Lyrically,
I
I think the cheerleading vibe is purposeful because the lyrics there is, I know it's 100% hit, 100% hit. So I was like, woo!
And mix.
No one breaks me down.
I don't know.
It's like purposeful.
Like I guess it is, but
not my cup of tea, not your cup of tea.
Mine either,
His cup of tea.
I thought it was fun.
Nice.
Hook number 4.
Yeah, well,
Chorus
I called
4?
it an outro.
No. I did not call this the chorus.
Oh my god.
It's the same. So instrumental bed percussion is there.
Yeah.
But I called it like bridge / ending.
Outro.
I just called it outro. Yeah.
Outro kind of. Yeah.
But wouldn't you call that do-do-do-do?
I did call that the outro, but
That's
outro
just a
like
little
codetta.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
a little ending thing.
So bridge part 2, maybe.
I had bridge 2
Okay.
/ ending.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think it can be all of the above.
Yeah,
It is both.
agree.
It is the chorus, the bridge, and the outro all
Or
at the
it is the
same time.
climax. Everything comes together.
Yes.
Right here,
And see, this is what I'm talking about. Like the really satisfying ending where everything comes together.
Oh, I love it.
That I liked with Know About Me, except this is just a lot more chaotic. This, in fact, any both aespa and MIXX stands out there, this feels like Supernova combined with Dash. It's like Supernova and Dash's chaotic daughter. Okay, anyways, this is what the outro sounds like. Eventually. And
Yeah, this is totally.
What'd you think of this section?
I like it.
You like it? Yeah. You like the chaos?
I like it. I love chaos. I think it's quite nice.
I love
It's probably the best part of the. Well,
It's quite nice.
I do think it's the best
it's
part of the
debatable.
song.
It's one of the best parts. I like the intro too, just because it hits you in the face.
The chaos is quite it's quite pleasant. Yes, it's exquisite.
Do you want to list the chaotic things happening, Django?
Indubitably.
Of course, my dear. Yes, I.
And then I will fill in anything that you have missed, so tread carefully.
Actually, you probably said it all. Actually,
And you know what? Actually, you guys
go for it.
went over the form. I actually wrote down literally the exact same thing.
Good
guys.
job.
So we're actually all in agreement
We're all
on
on the
this
same
one.
page. So you're with us all or you're against us all?
You choose.
I mean, there's more things to add of like what's happening in this outro.
Well, new vocal melody.
New
New vocal melody. Yeah, that. I don't know if the lyrics are, if the lyrical material is much different at all.
It is different.
It seemed like it.
Because before it's Slingshot, target has already been captured, and this one is usually fast, usually swift,
it's
usually
like they're
tough.
like doing the English. Yeah. I think it's super. It's like catchy. It's chanty. I like its repetition too. Yeah, new melodic material. It's like everything's coming together. I didn't pay too much attention to like the finer details of what's different in the instrumental, other than actually
I didn't either. There's just
other than the fact that it's like the percussion bass is like it's the chorus, refrain, like stuff there, and then there's just so much more whoops and bops and everything else going on.
I did mention that. So when we have the change up cheerleading clap section, I hear the bass playing a D sharp. So I feel like that's a tonal change. And then when we arrive at this outro place, the bass is G sharp again, but also I'm hearing another layer with D sharp. So I wonder if that's carried over from the bridge or if it was there the entire time and the bridge just helps you listen to that note.
Man, yeah.
So it's really cool.
You tell us.
Because yeah, it's like it's parallel moving G sharp and D sharp over it, and they move up a half step to touch on the Phrygian too. So we got some Phrygian chaotic lowered two-ness in this. And then I think what makes this new vocal part, usually fast, usually, I want to run this by you guys. So the original chorus rhythm is da 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 da, or is that the verse? Da da.
That's the chorus. Yeah.
Okay, and then this part is usually fast, or no, you did it fast, right? Is it just it's taking a little part of the original chorus's rhythm? Slingshot, da 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 da. It takes da 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 into usually fast, usually da 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 da.
Yeah, it's taking that da 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 da.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of it takes that like rhythmic motif and just kind of transforms into something else.
I don't know if it's intentional or just part of the compositional language that they're using for it, but it works.
It does work really well, especially since it's in a round. We've got two different vocal lines happening.
Yeah, it's so sick. Yeah.
So the one that you probably latch onto first is the first melody that comes in. That's the descending. Usually da 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 da. But then there's a voice coming in. Then there's a voice coming in. And so they're just, it's a forever round.
They're just cascading over each other.
Woo! Which is why it sounds so good and so chaotic. And when they rap, usually it kind of sounds like a major 3 to me, a raised 3, the tone that they're on, because they're singing minor, a minor 3. And so it kind of, or maybe the instruments hit on the lowered 3, but when they usually, the way, the pitch that they rap in almost sounds like a raised 3 to me, so I hear that clash. Yeah. But it is rapped, so I don't think it's purposefully pitched. I don't know. But I hear that in there, and I think that adds to the awesome chaos.
Yeah. Awesome chaos indeed.
Awesome chaos.
Yeah. And then the little 4-second outro, the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's just like, because why the hell not?
Why not?
I have a fun fact for you. This is not material that we haven't heard before. We have heard it before. This is the
when I was analyzing this song, like the form and everything, I was like, this is gotta be maybe something from earlier in the song, but I'm not gonna comb back through it at this point in time. And I didn't. So tell us, please.
Do you want to finish your sentence?
No, that was it. That was it.
All right, so you reach the end and you're like, okay, this is the randomest do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Like, what the heck? Like, the vocal line itself is new, yes. But that bass, we have heard before.
Oh my God, please tell me where.
It's during the weird harmonic section.
Oh my God.
It's during the pre-chorus.
Oh my God.
I'm going up, getting better.
Oh, stop.
It's very muted.
It's there. It's
really hard
to hear.
I'm going up, getting better.
Oh, okay. I can kind of hear it, yeah.
And they were like, this is why, God, this project is so creative. They were like, I'm just trying to imagine the artistic decision to do that and add that in the song. And let's do it like just one voice over this bass line at the very end of the song for a couple seconds. This one part, they could have chosen anything.
I just want to throw this out there
Please.
as a question for you guys. I wrote in my notes that this should have opened the album without a doubt.
Whoa.
Do you guys agree?
I know my React partner Sean would agree. He thought this should have been the title track.
This should have been the title track.
I think it's a little bit too chaotic for the title track.
I think because with a band like NMIXX, with there's such a strong debut that they had, and a very,
But it also garnered them a lot of hate.
They're NMIXX. They'll take it. They'll be okay. This would have been a really, because the rest of the project isn't like outlandish, like maybe their debut was for me. You think? So?
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. To the
Golden
debut.
Recipe.
Huh?
Or wait, are you talking about like the rest of the album?
Rest of the album.
Well,
Okay, we'll get to that then, I guess. But I don't know. I thought this would have been a really strong opener.
Okay.
I really like exactly where this is in the album. Personally, I think opening with it could have been a cool idea. But High Horse is such a strong opener. I think this too, going from High Horse to Know About Me to this is such a cool journey. Especially where this goes afterwards too. And this being in the middle of the album, it's like the rising. It feels like rising action. It's like it's like. They kind of did the world building with High Horse and Know About Me, and then this is like, oh crap. I don't know. I like that experience a lot.
I can see that perspective, although I feel like the unexpectedness of this song would maybe prepare me for the rest of the album a little better. Like High Horse, it was different for sure, but I don't know if I'd really consider that like a strong opening necessarily. I actually have a hot take about the placement of High Horse, but I'll talk about that later.
Interesting observation, Marcus.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, I feel like if Slingshot opened and then the rest of the album isn't really like Slingshot, I feel like it would be a bit like unbalanced. Or
is the rest of the album like High Horse though?
I wouldn't.
It's closer, maybe.
I would say Papillon and Ocean are similar in emotion.
A little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
A little bit.
And we led up to Golden Recipe and Slingshot.
Yeah, I think Slingshot earns the build up to it.
Okay.
With the first two, but I totally see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Though,
I guess I'm thinking back to like earlier albums that we've reviewed, like the Red Velvet track or album, or what was that other band that had the bunch of police sirens and all that?
Stray Kids?
Yeah, them. Like they open with just like the hardest banger of the whole album almost. And then it kind of came down. I figured, if I were to maybe rearrange it to fit more of that mold, Slingshot should totally be first.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually I'm all about like trying alternate track listings for things and stuff like that. So I would give it a shot.
A Slingshot.
Before we give our ratings for this song, I do want to say if you guys like this quirky, super unexpected song elements, I encourage you to check out more work by the producer Strong Dragon. And he's done a lot of tracks with the boy group Very Very that are similar in the chaotic vibes of this song. I would suggest checking out Very Very's Coming Over, Heart Attack, Numbness, and GBTB.
Hell yeah. There you go.
You are welcome. Now, ratings.
Yeah. This one's grew to a 9 out of 10.
Whoa.
For me.
I give it about 8.5 to a 9, light 9.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
And my only reason is because, I don't know, I thought the verse is interesting, but it was the weakest part. It didn't really hook me as much as the other parts did.
Because it was just change.
It's not even like it was just because it's change. It's just nothing grabbed me, I guess, in any of those changes necessarily. Yeah.
See, when I'm rating, it's from very personal opinion, like how much do I emotionally go along with it? So it'll be very different from like how much I respect this song and how genius I think it is. Like that's like Reactor Umu is like, wow, this song. And then Emma's my real name, my birth name. This is like 6.5 just because like I prefer a little bit more continuity. The changes are a little bit too quick, and I do love like my favorite part of the song. If like somehow we got rid of all the bridge and the second part of the verses and then we still had that final chorus, then this would be like 9, maybe 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I think I know what you mean. Like, yeah, my emotional attachment to a song definitely impacts it, but also just the enjoyability of like listening to it. And when this song is on, I'm just so like fascinated and like engrossed with what's going on that it really jumps up there for me. Yeah, I mean, I wrote here that like I counted at least 10 like nearly 10 complete unique sections of music like in this one song. And it's like I know it's a crazy comparison, but like it really did remind me of like what a lot of progressive metal bands do with like their instrumental sections and their song structures and stuff. And so I just kind of had that connection to it.
I get
it was
that.
cool, but yeah.
Ooh. I feel like this podcast episode could end now, but we still have 3 songs to go.
God, I know. There's just so much to talk about.
Golden Recipe. I think you and I hinted towards liking the flow from Slingshot to Golden Recipe. I think it's very cool that they found a song that matched the weirdness level of the previous track, but in a different way. And in a way that's a little bit easier to follow so that we can like slowly be brought down to like the nice ballad at the end.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I wrote here that the insanity doesn't end here, but it's in a completely different approach. Yeah.
I wrote the word in my notes, why? Why are they doing this?
What caused you to say that, Marcus?
Well, because of, I don't know. I mean, I appreciate the kind of vocal sample that they have going like throughout the song. What's he say? He's like,
Dem Joints, the producer.
Yeah, like I appreciate that. The strings that are going on throughout the stuff. I was trying to find a reason why they were doing all this. The closest thing I could come to a reason why is maybe because of like what they're singing about. They're kind of like talking about like all the what is it, a recipe to like stimulate all the senses or something. So they kind of pull from hip hop. They got the samples, they got the classical strings, they got some production I that's the closest thing I could figure out to a reason why they did all this stuff. So maybe that is just kind of just a little bit of text painting of what they're talking about. But otherwise,
is it because you're like just trying to make sense? Why did this producer combine this violin sound with this hip hop beat?
Yeah. And also like, for why? Why did they do that? I guess.
The reason why is there is no answer. When I actually have interviewed this producer before, and you guys can check out my interview with him on For Shinies Don't Call Me. He says that his goal as a producer is just to do anything unexpected. So he has no reasoning. He will not, even himself, as he's writing the song, he won't know why he does things. He's just like, I'm just going to go through, I think the metaphor he uses is, I'm wandering through a dark jungle and I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going forward.
I mean, I can appreciate that though. I mean, think about painters who just kind of splatter paint and whatever happens, kind of doing it with a production for music. I think that's valid.
Well, why do you think he put this string loop over this beat?
I think that's just up to, well, if he doesn't know, then I guess it's really up to my interpretation as a reason, not why, but for what purpose can it serve, I guess. And that's the only thing I could come up with.
Yeah. I was just asking because that's what I was asking myself. I was like, why do I think this string beat, like this beat was created in the way it was created? And then the vocals that are written over it are just also kind of
being
crazy.
In a completely different key.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I was like, yeah, I was also asking why as well. Yeah. I think this beat is freaking crazy.
It is.
It's crazy. Oh my God.
Especially like the fact that he didn't just take normal sounding violin, like string orchestra
it's not taking like
playing.
Vivaldi winter, I
straight up contacted several violinists to double check and talk about the different techniques featured in this solo violin. We still have not settled on whether it is a synthetic violin or it sounds so real, or like a player in the studio or a sample. But I will say, I'll give a little walkthrough of the different techniques that I learned about. So that right there, the is a bariolage, in which you in the music, it's written to play every single string. And so you just go like down and up and down and up. And then
Debussy.
Debussy
does that. Yeah.
And then we've got this.
All right.
where the violin sounds like they're playing multiple strings at once. If it's 2 strings at once, it's called double stops. But if it's 3 or more, it's just called chord.
I knew that one. I knew that one.
This was my first time learning about this song. I'm like, ah!
French horn.
Yeah, the French horn player learns more about the string world. But and then the chromaticism that comes later with the sample. Where does it come? Here. What the heck?
Give me that yum, yum, private cook at service. 조금씩, yum, yum. It's so.
Again, why?
Crazy. Oh my god. It's effed
It's
up.
yum,
it's
yum.
screwed up. It's like combining in a way that is just.
But you know what? But you know what? This is kind of on brand for them, though. It's NMIXX. I mean, instead of different mix of sections, they just put it all on top of each other.
They say in the chorus the ingredients are interesting. You know,
that's what I mean. It's following what they're singing about. So like, I get it conceptually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, it's just sometimes I feel like when it comes to this producer, when he does his wandering through the dark and makes random decisions, sometimes it creates a masterpiece, and then sometimes it creates an item that I just disagree with in its existence. Mm-hmm. This might be one of those items.
I'd further to call it kind of a mess.
Oh,
a little bit.
Oh my!
Not to use such a harsh word, but
okay.
This song, this was one of them, but it took me a minute to figure out. I was like, is this garbage, or is this like?
It's brilliant garbage.
Brilliant.
It's like
garbage. Garbage,
but it's gold. It's made of gold.
I think it might be brilliant though. I think I think I'm leaning towards that. Because it's weirdly catchy. It's actually it kind of sticks in your head, and then the unexpected harmonic changes that happen when you have like the I love the pre-chorus. Again, kind of a Phrygian dominant feel a little bit there. But then when it comes in with the chorus, it's like key change, Mixolydian feel. Yeah. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it is. I would say for sure when you're listening to this, your ears are questioning everything, which is a very unique experience to have. Also, wait. Did you guys notice the singular timpani hit?
No. Definitely not.
It's so funny because I think in an interview, NMIXX was describing the song as using like orchestral sampling, whereas it's just a singular violin plus this one timpani hit.
Right.
Unless I'm missing more, that could also be.
이건 본 적 없는 방식. Give me that.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Boom.
I missed that.
It's like it's interesting. Well, because the bass is already kind of doing that job, but then I guess the producer's like, well, I'll throw this in there.
Yeah. We're already going for the orchestral vibe. Might as well add some.
I mean, that does make it interesting for something like re-listening to it. Like you always kind of catch more things.
Except I think
that's nice.
This is one of those cases in which there aren't a ton of things to catch. There's the hip hop beat, there's the strings. That's it. Plus maybe the singular timpani moment. Like that's the only time it comes in, right?
I guess just trying to like make sense of all those things on top of each other.
Yeah. And then the crazy vocal harmonies. Like I feel like all the substance from this song is coming from the vocal layers. Because I think I would like this song more if there were just more notes, if the harmonies were filled in, if like the texture overall was more luscious. I think because we don't have anything harmonic happening other than, the occasional chord played on the violin happening in the instrumental, it feels empty, and we latch onto the vocals to like tell us where we are.
Yeah.
And then it's very confusing when the vocals are singing and then the violin comes in a different key.
Yeah.
I think it's not the most gratifying musically. Yeah,
it's interesting for sure, but not gratifying.
I think the meat and potatoes of it, the real drawing point, is just this this exercise in like experimental beat making, and like they're making a song over it that works.
Yeah.
Like it still works. Yeah. I love it. I had it down at 205 too.
Yes! Special mixture.
Oh my god, yeah.
So yummy. Make special mixture.
It sounds familiar. What is it?
I said they just said, heck it, major arpeggio.
And they say mixture, which is interesting because we were minor before at places.
Oh,
and so
well,
it's
would you look at that?
Mixture.
I didn't think about that,
But yeah, okay, yeah. that part's just like that's almost the most random thing of the song. Like that part is almost the most. It's like, whoa, okay, major arpeggio. Like we're just there. It grounds you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
really
yum,
interesting.
yum.
Yeah.
And they go like yum yum yum. It's just silly. It's silly. You enjoy it or you don't enjoy it. And I'm in the maybe a 3.5 out of 10 camp.
I gave it a 3 as well.
Holy crap! I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Sorry,
What?
we're haters.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure many of our audience agrees with you.
I think it's a great experimental hip hop song. Yeah.
See, different opinions can exist.
No, they can't. We must fight to the death.
I don't think
Take
so.
off that tie,
Only
Marcus.
positivity wins. It's okay. Everyone's opinion is special. Papillon.
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 Oh no.
Papillon.
No.
Papillon.
If we have any French people in the audience, I think they're feeling very offended right now, even by my pronunciation. Oh no, my roommate. My roommate is Canadian French, and she just laughed.
Oh really?
Papillon.
Do you know what we're trying to say?
Papillon.
Well, I'm a little
Papillon.
embarrassed now.
Papillon.
Papillon.
Papillon. Okay, I'm so sorry, French people. This channel has a history of upsetting French
Horrible
people with their
mispronunciations of-
pronunciations. Yeah.
It
So apology. Oh yeah, because I say decalcomani instead of decalcomani, or like I said decalcomani.
Decalcomani.
Anyways, you had to be there back in I think 2018.
Oh,
It
man.
was 2017.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to pronounce any other French
Anyways,
words right
butterfly.
now.
is that what it means?
Yeah, butterfly.
Oh, okay.
So I'm wearing, if the video listeners, I'm
yeah.
wearing I actually dreamed of this necklace. Well, okay, because I already owned it. But I was thinking about this podcast and I imagined this. Okay, anyways. I did this purposefully. Butterfly for Papillon. No, God, I'm sorry. I won't say.
It's like you can't not do it. You can't not say it. And like
Can we just call it Butterfly? Can we just
Yeah,
call
I'm
this
down for
one
that.
butterfly.
Butterfly.
so we can stop torturing people's ears. Intro hella cool.
Yeah, really cool.
really cool intro.
Let's listen. And
Just a big whopper.
Whopper. Yeah.
And like that ooh-ee, ooh-ah, kind of like echoing in the
Yeah.
background. Real creepy.
everything, it seems like it's vocal chops in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. And there's like no percussion except for like
The rattling stuff there. Yeah.
there's nothing to supply a groove. So it's really, really fascinating to begin with, and why it feels so satisfying when the groove does come in.
It's otherworldly almost. By the way,
yeah, lots
by the
of
way,
vocal.
best use of drums on the album. By far and away, best
okay.
use of drums.
I
For
hear
that.
that the drums and synth are heavy without being like abrasive. They really come down nicely. Yeah.
It's got a nice swing to it.
Yeah. I had a little like it's not like a drunken beat, but it's a little swung
Little
to
swung,
it. It's
little
nice
swung,
and easy
right,
feel.
yeah.
Yeah, this song is really like it's like the coming down from like the battle of the album. I feel like in the middle, because I think now we're getting back to these chords that I think have a pull to them that are harken back to more like a high horse style of things, right? Is it kind of like does it kind of start on a 4 chord technically, like do?
I didn't do the chordal analysis for this.
Do. It's weird. It's not a 1 chord, that's for sure. But
This tonal center for you.
Oh, so it might start on like the 2 chord. It's like the 2 or the 4. Yeah, do, or maybe not.
It just sounds like it has lots of like extensions or like frequencies. This is how you find the key center of a song, by the way.
Yeah, this is you just hum.
You just hum until it sounds like it fits.
Oh yeah, it's 2. It goes 2. It goes 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
I think so. I think yeah.
Maybe because the vocals are like da 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 da, and it keeps floating above. Da da, and so we feel that pull down here. But yeah, it's very just like wow.
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful opening. Then we go into a chill, contrasting section. Do either of you have feels, thoughts? Hold up.
It's just a nice easy feeling.
That's smooth. And then the little kind of glitchiness.
Yeah, they continue the vocal chops,
Yeah, they
vocal
always do
editing.
that.
Yeah, the way we're kind of coming into a more reflective, kind of an almost sort of introspective sound. It's like a little more emotional feeling, a little bit. I think it's just super cool coming after like the last couple songs. It's effective here. It's a nice, easy feel. It feels like we're kind of now going towards like our destination, like our place of rest. That's kind of what it feels like we're going toward here.
It feels like things are coming down a little bit. The kind of just that little, I don't know, I guess a gliss in the vocal delivery, plus like the like irregular rhythms and like the pre-chorus, like da, 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 da. Yeah, there's like a drunken triplet in there somewhere. Yeah,
the vocal delivery.
Yeah.
I guess So even in the pre-chorus, you feel like it's
coming down. Yeah,
it's coming down. So there's still verse, and then we have background vocals ascending. I don't know why we just did a huge scale right there, but because from me, never mind, I'll talk about it later.
Yeah, just that little bit of like almost drunken feel to that little thing at the end there. It's just
stringing you along.
It's coming down.
It's coming down. Yeah.
I guess, So at first, range-wise, it comes down, and then at this time, it's rhythmically, it's pulling down, it's slowing down.
It's not as, just tight with the drums. It's kind of irregular a little bit.
Yeah.
And also the vocal harmonies at this point, I believe, are parallel fifths. So even when it comes to the harmony itself, it's very open. There isn't a ton of tension.
Kids don't do that in Theory 1.
Yeah, but
or Theory
then
2.
Theory 3 maybe.
Theory 3 maybe.
You can do parallel
Get away
fifths.
with that.
Well, and like, you got like your first species counterpoint.
Yeah.
Then second species, they're like, hey, no, don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
But even like with this melodic vibe, it feels very almost traditional Asian folk music to me in this section.
Cool.
And so therefore it feels very unique floating over the hip hop beat. And so this section definitely fascinates me. Whereas the verse, nothing really. You guys are talking about like it goes down register wise. For me, like my interest goes like from 100 to 0 when we reach the verse. There's just something about that verse that nothing really grabs me and doesn't really keep my attention. But then it goes back up to 100. And
that's
I think it's chill. It's nice. It's nice vibe. Yeah.
I think maybe it's purposely like blah blah blah, and I'm like,
this part of the album. I mean, with this song, it reminds me a lot of I don't know if anyone out there knows TK Mides. Maybe Colton does. Colton. Yeah. But like she came out with like 3 EPs, and each of them was like 7 or 8 songs, and then it follows the similar arc sort of, and it's like near the end it's like kind of like chiller stuff, and this was kind of reminding me of that a little bit. And then the harmonies with the fifths, which I think are super cool. I know like Kali Uchis does that a lot in her music. It's just a really cool different kind of harmony, and it's just a lot of little interesting layers.
Yeah, speaking of interesting layers, let's get to the chorus.
Yeah. So this is the chorus.
Do you disagree?
I don't think I really pinpointed what the chorus was.
I didn't either, actually.
In this
now
song.
that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. But I guess that's the chorus.
My theory, I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I theorize that this is the chorus.
Okay.
Because it feels like the ooh, and then this is the arrival point.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, especially satisfying with the hit and then space, hit, space, and then we get into a groove after a little phrase. I really enjoy this section.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we continue a lot of vocal chops. I feel like vocal chops, like affecting the voice, is like the main motif of this song.
Yeah, it's like the whole song.
Because then I hear this as the post-chorus.
Okay.
I hear that too.
Yeah.
I hear that too.
That is my theory.
I agree.
And that's when we return to the intro vibe, except with clearer vocals.
Yeah.
And I was going to comment about like the feel changes, but anything else that you guys wanted to mention before?
I don't know. I don't think so. I have some notes about stuff later.
Okay.
in the song. But yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
it'll be similar. It's like when we go double time and then like half time.
Yeah.
Does it have anything to do with the groove changes?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, wait, can we play it? Can we go there?
Yeah. Which part specifically?
I have it
Which
like
change?
130.
130. Okay. Half done. So chorus, this is how we're feeling it. Suddenly double time, right?
Oh, and then this double time section, yeah.
This might actually answer the question that I was going to ask of where is the mix in this song? Is that the mix part?
In my mind, it's between the ooh, wee, ooh, ah, to this.
To this? Okay, got it.
Because it's like, is this double time or just double time? Hold up. Yeah, okay, just double time from where we were before. 2, 3, 4. You listen to the snare hits on 2 and 4. 2, 3, 4. And then this is crazy to me because it's double slow time. Like, so we're at 1, 2, 3, 4 before. And then
Snare.
and then this is like
Yeah, it's cool. That's a cool groove change.
Yeah.
it's hella slow. Is that what that specific section is? What
Yeah,
you
I
wanted
was
to bring
gonna
up?
I basically was just gonna say like I think that section is like okay. I think it's okay. I'm not as convinced in this song with all the groove and energy changes. I think it doesn't like strike me as like every change I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, we're here now. Oh, okay, we're here. It's not as, I don't know. But I like the sound of it though too.
Yeah, it sounds
it's
really
like
good.
yeah, so but I found myself not having so much to say though. And I'm not sure why I don't have as much to say about the changes here as I do with like song like Slingshot or even High Horse, but yeah, I mean the groove is there though. I mean it's a decent groove.
I mean, I was talking about it earlier, how kind of like the vocals are coming down and the rhythms are kind of slowing down. Now the meter is slowing down. I mean, it's just everything is coming down in preparation for the last track. Kind of like how High Horse was like preparing us for the rest of the album.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're onto something here.
I agree. And also I agree with literally everything Django just said. Except that I'm not wait. Let me take that wait. I mostly enjoy, I like the instrumental. I'm not the biggest fan of the pitch pans of the oh my god, brain no working. Oh my god, I'm not the biggest fan of the pitched vocals. It's what me and some of my friends call the baby voice
Chipmunk
sound,
vocals.
the chipmunk vocals. Yeah, I'm just overall.
I liked them.
Yeah, that's something you're a fan of.
I liked them.
I personally am not a fan of that sound, but I do enjoy like the wall of sound that we get in certain sections, and I enjoy what I consider the chorus. But then yeah, when it comes to like such drastic flow vibe, such drastic subdivision changes.
Yeah.
Just like the halftime versus the double time stuff. Whereas some of them feel satisfying, others feel like we suddenly like press on the brake way too fast and I'm like thrown out of the car.
Sure.
Yeah.
I am ejected from my safe place.
Yeah, totally agree.
So I mean it does add interest, but it lessens the enjoyability for me overall. This is a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think it's that, and I feel like this might be a hot take. I think this one's a little too busy vocally for me too. There's so much, and it's certain K-pop albums we've listened to always have one song like this for me, where it's like they really show off everything vocally, like, and everyone's singing at the same time, different parts, like with all the, and it's just too much for me. I think that doesn't help the cohesiveness of it at all. So like that's how I felt in pretty much every section of this song. I like the pre-chorus, what you called, I think, the pre-chorus, right? Which I like that's a strong melodic idea.
Yeah.
Everything else is just, well, didn't you say you were gonna say something about that like random descending run?
So the random descending run, da 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 da. I feel like all the melodies up to this point had a very specific emotional payoff, and when we just go to a simple, like almost you can link it to nursery rhymes, you know, it just completely took me out, and I was like, why does this melody exist? I wasn't the biggest fan.
I think that illustrates my point. Like, there's just a lot of vocal stuff in here that I think is not serving like the greater creative idea of the song. It's just vocal run, belting. It's just
okay.
See, whenever it gets to that point in the album, though, I always feel like, yeah, you're right. You generally don't like them. I feel like I generally like them.
Yeah. Because I felt that way about I know this was I felt that way about like Kingdom Come from Red Velvet.
Oh my God,
right?
that was a 10 out of 10,
right,
baby.
Right. Like that was
that was a great one.
That it reminded me of that in a way. Where it's like, oh, such a great beat, but like the vocal busyness is taking me out of it a bit.
Yeah, I appreciated the vocals. Actually, I very much like the vocals in this song a lot. Like maybe more so than like most of the rest of the album. I would give this like an 8. I'd give it an 8.
This one for me is like 6.5.
Okay, yeah. And I mean, the vocals do reflect like the busyness, or I mean, the lyrics reflect the busyness of.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, it just depends on how many vocal layerings, how busy things are, that can brain dead.
Yes.
I literally forgot the end of my sentence, so I gave up.
We've been talking about Fe3O4 for a while. I mean, we're at the home stretch.
We're at the home stretch,
Ocean.
I mean, this is a wild animal.
It is.
It is. It's an animal.
I agree.
It is an animal.
You know what? You're right.
That's right. You are 100% right.
Everything from now on from my mouth is not going to make any sense. I apologize, guys. For some reason, last night was one of those nights where you like wake up every 5 seconds with a weird dream.
Oh my God.
Those are the best.
So I don't
know about that.
I don't know. Podcast trying to talk.
Those are the best.
Sense. Anyways, Ocean, what do you guys think of Ocean?
I loved it.
Ooh.
I loved this song.
I know you guys have very specific feelings on, ending, or you're starting to develop feelings on like ending ballad.
To develop feelings for
a little bit,
but like strong, like
stronger opinions. Yeah,
stronger opinions on how you end an album.
Yeah.
Usually it's with a ballad. So then,
see, here's the thing. We'll talk about the song first, but I'll just throw this out there. I think maybe. High Horse might have been a good way to end this album too.
Ooh, you hurt Django so much. I predicted that in my head. I was like, he's going to say it's going to be the last.
No, but that's if I had it my way. But I'm not NMIXX, clearly.
Nor are you their A&R, nor are you JYP. So.
No, I'm not. What is it?
JYP is their label.
Oh, I'm certainly not that. But for a final song, I actually thought this was very effective.
Okay.
Very effective. I actually think Papillon and this...
Oh, God.
Sorry, guys. I thought the track before this and this...
Butterfly.
Why, I never...
I think they work... The tie is loosened, everybody. I think that those songs as like a pair work really well to like end the album.
Yeah.
To end the album, and I thought the chorus was really, really catchy. I'm a little perplexed by a certain section in this song. Not to say that it's bad, but it did surprise me quite a bit.
Well, that's funny because the lyrics literally at that moment is, I didn't expect it to be this bad.
Well, damn. But the lyrics, this song is about like being enveloped in the love of somebody, right?
Yeah, ocean of your heart.
Yeah, ocean of your heart, and
drowning
all this imagery of drowning in the water.
Yeah.
And I always saw this section as kind of like you've reached maybe part of this other person's heart. You're getting a glimpse of that a little bit. So I didn't mind it there as much for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the placement is good.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's maybe talk about the beginning of the song before
I know. I'm jumping around.
We jumped straight to it. We jumped straight to the elephant.
Yeah. I know, we're always going big picture with it.
Immediately going to elephant. But let's ignore the elephant for a little longer.
For being the K-pop ballad at the end of an album, it didn't come across that way to me at first, for a couple reasons. And I think like now that we have a few albums under our belt, we get to the end of the album, like we get to the last track, and like the first 5 seconds usually is like, okay, here's the K-pop ballad.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it struck me as a little bit different. I think it has to do with the fact, well, first of all, it's definitely not like a rock ballad, right? Which you get at the end of them a lot, or like a chamber orchestral ballad. This one does a lot of different things. Well, focuses back more on the piano or keyboard effect. But it has a really interesting effect or filter or production over it that makes it feel more unique.
Yeah, playing with like a EQ envelope. You're getting more higher frequencies and lower frequencies and higher frequencies, and you hear the ocean in the back.
Like just that opening, you would not think like, oh, there's the K-pop ballad.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that. But then you get the 3/4 or like really slow 6/8 drum pattern, right?
Triple meter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
right,
6.
and then it's like okay, and it's like it's swinging you around.
But it makes sense because the topic is ocean, and whenever you have an ocean-related song, it's got to be in compound meter.
It's 3, 4, 6/8. Yeah,
and all that back and forth is the waves.
It's the waves,
ocean,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is. I was playing the song like in my car. I didn't like look at the title of the song. And I was like, oh, it just gives this really oceanic feel. And I looked at the title. I was like, well, golly, look at that. What do you know? Yeah. So they did their job well with that, at least from the very beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, and also when it comes to the drums in the 6/8 pattern or however you want to count it, I like that it's more tom heavy, so you get a lot more thuddiness in the sound rather than cymbal or snare. I think that might just be the go-to ballad writing for drums, but I personally love toms. On a drum set and the kick drum, and I think it just adds more oomph and depth to the ocean feel.
Yeah.
The toms, the instead of the or the yes,
Like a splunk in the water or something.
And then we've got solid background vocals again.
Can I just say, those background vocals, I know I mentioned earlier about the other song having really good, this might be the best one because they're so isolated, and when you're drowning, you're in yourself. I mean, you're all alone. Is just beautiful. The way they did it, and the echo that kind of comes with it too. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I forgot how loud.
That's a good part too.
Bring out the lighters.
Yeah, I like how that's one moment in which we had a singular voice and then vocal layers had a response. And then when the solo voice took over again, the background vocal layers continued on doing their own thing in the background. And I love that in vocal arrangement.
It's really nice
stuff.
You know, this, is it coming up or what did it already pass? The over and over. That part?
Oh, like the...
Hold up. Is it coming up?
Is that the part?
Is that the part?
Okay. So it's so funny. I think we can start talking about the elephant in the room now.
Okay.
Yeah. So when upon re-listens after our first listen to this, I reach this pre-chorus. And I tense up because I'm preparing myself for what happens the second time this arrives, which is a direct key change back down to the original key.
Just a response.
So it's like
PTSD.
PTSD to like, not yet.
Yeah.
But this is nice for now. Very nice for now. Gorgeous chorus. Now, the mix section.
Yeah.
We changed keys.
Yeah.
New colorful area.
Yeah.
You said... It's giving a look into the other person's heart.
I mean, if we're gonna give it some kind of meaning, I always saw that as when you're being enveloped and drowning into someone else's being, metaphorically, you kind of get a glimpse of their being and it kind of attaches itself to you. So I feel like this song kind of changing keys, and then, you know, just kind of coming back to yourself after that, it gives a nice glimpse. It's good imagery for me.
Yes. I kind of wish that we went to maybe like a more related key.
Well, I mean, someone else isn't related to you. At least I hope not. You know, I'm just saying. So in a way, I'm cool with it.
Reeling it back.
You make a convincing argument, Marcus.
That's very convincing.
Who's going to argue with that?
Don't try.
If we're ignoring the overall message of the song.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
I feel like I don't know. It's just like this sudden brightness that only lasts for like 10 seconds. Yeah. I either wish that it was longer. I think they're really trying to stay under 3 minutes for this one so that it isn't like a typical length of a, ballad or something.
Yeah.
But I feel like I imagine that the producers themselves wrote a longer section for this.
I can see that.
I see that. And then they're like, we got to keep it under 3 minutes.
It's definitely, this key change, it's shocking. I think it doesn't feel, And again, it's always the question of why. Like, why doesn't it feel this way? I don't think it feels like it was slapped on just to be slapped on. Like, I feel like sometimes this kind of thing is done with a lot of other K-pop stars or with earlier NMIXX stuff. It feels dynamic. Right? It feels like it's like we're in this feeling, and then like halfway through the song, it's like it's this revelation, right? And then we come back down, right? And we're not going to be changed. We're going to be forever changed because of this kind of. I don't know. It kind of works.
Let's make sure everyone can hear it. Oh yeah, they have the new instrumentation. Yeah, with the bass.
It's such a good instrumental there.
I guess
too.
we also get rid of the drum set-esque because it's just like this distant sound. But when they do say like "feel my heart beating," they do have that thump.
It sounds like they're dancing.
Yeah, but that's the entire song. Doesn't the entire song sound?
Yeah,
like
but
dancing?
this even more so
because it's in major.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a happier dancing vibe rather than on the boat alone looking out to sea.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
It feels like an intoxicated. It's like a joyful sound that, in contrast to what happens before, but it is fleeting too. So it's really I like that about it.
I don't know how to continue off of that.
Okay.
Do you want to?
That's all I had to say. So it also reminds me of the final song to. This is going to be my final album comparison to Hawaii Part 2 by Miracle Musical. I don't know if you guys know that.
Never heard of it.
It's also the guy that's the project of the guy who is also the frontman in Tally Hall. If you know that. Okay, never mind. But the final track of that is Ocean Vibes 6/8 3/4. Very dynamic. Reminded me of that in a way, and that song works really well. I think this works pretty well. And then I thought the ending to this song. Are we getting there yet? Are we there?
We're there.
I thought the ending of this song was like an actual ending that was really thought out and given care. And I thought that was cool.
The rubato and the acapella delivery.
It's a very care-taken ending. It's great.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was listening to it, I was afraid that it ended suddenly because she took like a breath, a pause. Let's listen to it. I thought it would end there. Because I'm so used to K-pop songs just like
that would be wild.
Taking it out of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're just in the later half. There are so many moments in which they take out the instrumental to allow the vocals to really show off in just an acapella manner. Acapella manner. Yeah, that was right.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Great.
Good job.
Thank you. And then also I was realizing just as I was staring at the table while you guys were talking, the vocal process, like I would kind of expect with this theme about the ocean for the vocals to have more reverb and therefore appear more wet. This is very dry. This is very just straight up their voice, and you can hear like every little intricacy of their delivery, which I think just like adds to the overall experience and less cheesiness of this track.
I think it's like more raw in that way.
More raw, yeah.
More vulnerable. Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Ratings.
It's an 8 out of 10 for me.
I gave it an 8.
This is 7.5.
Nice.
Cool.
So tying with High Horse for
And then
me.
what a nice ending to this
great
too.
ending.
Really fitting.
Yeah, when it comes to this album, I do think like even if I don't personally like each song doesn't fit my own cup of tea, I do think this is their best EP yet. When it comes to like overall concept, flow, and just like really experimenting and covering a bunch of different genres and things just like mostly working.
Yeah. I think
this is sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's easily one of the most experimental and ambitious projects that I've listened to on this channel so far, and probably one of my favorites too. The best thing I've definitely heard from NMIXX in terms of just collect songs. It has easily their best songs on it. Oh yeah, we need to give our favorite songs too.
Yeah, right? I don't know if I would call this my favorite album that I've reviewed on the channel, but it's definitely good. It's definitely good.
It's between this and Red Velvet for me.
Red Velvet was good. Yeah.
This kind of album is what I call reactor kryptonite, or at least for ReacttotheK, because every single song is so special in its own way, and so it has such standout, unexpected moments and unique production that the reason why I say kryptonite is because every single song is so good. Like I want to show every single song to our reactors, right? And this only appears once every like 5 years.
Seriously, no, that's like this project. Every single song has something in it that is like exciting or interesting or like worth showing people or would get a reaction out of people. Yeah,
exactly.
Once every 5 years.
Exactly. So I was almost sent into a full-on anxiety attack when this was first released. I'm like, shit, it's so good.
I know.
But then
what a good problem
I
to
calmed
have.
down. I took some deep breaths, listened the next day, and I was like, we can do this. I know what to do.
Yeah, I think you did a great job.
And I eventually came up with
exposing
that.
us to it. Yeah.
The plan that I explained at the beginning.
Yeah.
But yes, before we go, we'll give our top 3.
Yeah.
I need to think.
Start number 3.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I need to think. I have a couple that are like the same score. I have to think about it for a second.
Exactly. And while we're debating on this, if your hands are free, we would love to also hear about your top 3. If you didn't already give us,
I'm so
your
curious
rankings.
what like the fan favorites are from this album. Yeah.
I definitely know High Horse is one of them.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
My third favorite is Golden Recipe.
Okay.
Wow. My third favorite's Ocean.
My third favorite is
Whoa.
I forgot what ratings I gave. What I'm feeling right now. What I'm feeling right now, I'll just go with Ocean as well.
Nice.
Drats.
Number 2.
Ocean. It was close.
Yeah.
I gave both Ocean and Golden Recipe an 8, so I was like,
Right.
which one? My number 2 is Slingshot.
Mine. No, your turn.
My number 2 is High Horse.
My number 2 is High Horse. Wait, but I think.
Hold on.
Are we gonna?
We will see. Aha.
Okay.
And my number 1 is High Horse.
Slingshot.
Know about me.
Oh! Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the one you gave
That's
the
the one
highest
that
score,
I have
yeah.
a very strange, giant emotional attachment to.
Yeah.
All right, that's
I also just I really love the choreo. I really love the tood the girlies are giving off in their
Sure.
fits in the music video. I love the aesthetic, so it just like all comes together for me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I have one
Really
question
cool.
before we go. Why does Slingshot have like a little star and a...
It's a slingshot.
that's
And also
a little...
their last comeback was See That Pure. I cannot pronounce star, but it was See That star. And so slingshots are just like a symbol to NMIXX, and the star was their last
Got it.
comeback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wondering.
Which they have seen. That reaction has been filmed, but we had our
Apparently.
patrons vote for our High Horse versus Slingshot reaction to be released first, and we'll work on getting the
cool.
See That reaction out later. But anyways, thank you so much, so much for listening, and it's always a pleasure.
Indeed.
Time to go
Thank
to
you.
bed, rest well, everyone. Hope you eat well as well, sleep well. We'll see you in the next one.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
No.